Hi, welcome to an Arduino tutorial from Robojax. My name is Ahmad Shamshiri. I'm presenting this tutorial from Canada. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we can control this 28BYJ-48 tiny stepper motor using two push buttons and Arduino, such that when you press one push button, the motor will rotate in clockwise direction as long as you keep the button pressed. When you release it, the motor will stop, and when you press the other push button, it will rotate in counterclockwise and keep running as long as you keep the button depressed. You can get the code for this by clicking at the link below the video in the description, which will take you to robojax.com/learn/Arduino. Let's get started with this. I have a separate video introducing this motor with further detail and information and data sheet on how this stepper motor works. In this tutorial, we're not going to do that. I'm just going directly providing you the code and showing you how this works. If you need to learn about this, watch that video. The link for that video is below this video in the description. I have a separate video showing you how to control this motor with three push buttons. And motor rotates to the right, stop, to the left, or maybe directly to the right, or just stop. I have a separate video how to control the speed of this motor using a potentiometer. The link for that video is below this video in the description. I have a separate video showing you how to control this motor over Wi-Fi with ESP32 and also ESP8266 node MCU. The link for those videos is below this video in the description. I'm going to use external power supply because this motor, when it runs continuously, it needs 180 milliamperes. I just measured it. So the power supply that you're using must be capable of continuous supplying of 200 milliamperes or higher. Otherwise, the power supply that you will have, it will die. And powering this up using Arduino is not a good idea because the 5-volt regulator that we have here will not be able to handle it if you power it from outside. If you're using your computer or other devices from USB, it might be possible to power it up, but it is risky because different devices will supply different power to this. Let me now show you the wiring. First, I have these two push buttons. They are long pin, so they can be easily inserted. I can purchase them from eBay or Amazon. One side I'm going to connect it to ground, this line. So I've inserted this in here. This will be connected to ground. The other also will need ground, so I have connected this one to the ground. This line is ground and it is connected here. Now I have here three wires. One wire is for ground. These two wires, one is for clockwise, the other one is for counterclockwise. They are side by side. So I'm inserting one on this side. That is for the ground because it goes this way. And the other one will go to the first push button where there is nothing else, and also the last one will be for this one. Now to connect it to Arduino, the ground will be connected to ground here at this point, and these two wires which are side by side, they go to pin 2 and pin 3. So this portion is done. For the motor driver module, we have the wires here labeled as N1, N2, N3 and N4, and from this right, white, gray, purple and blue, they've been connected to 10, 11, 12 and 13, so you will not make mistake. They're in the same way. And here I've connected these two wires. Make sure that this jumper is connected here, and you can connect external 5 volts. The battery, the power must be 5 volts because this motor is 5 volts, otherwise it will die. Now the motor, for the motor, we don't need any wiring. You just plug it in, everything will be fine. If you need the wiring diagram for this project, it is available as part of my Arduino course at udemy.com. If you want to learn Arduino, I have a bestseller course on Udemy where you can learn Arduino from ground up with hundreds of projects, all course material, library, codes, wiring diagram, everything available in one place. The link for my Arduino course is below this video in the description. Let me now explain the code. You don't need any library or anything. Here I've defined these pins for the motor driver. 10, 11, 12, 13. These are side by side, you don't make any mistake. And we are defining pin 2 for CW clockwise switch, and then the pin 3 for counterclockwise. You can get the full explanation of this code from my Arduino course at udemy.com. The link to my course is below this video in the description. And here's a demonstration. The code have been loaded to the module. The wiring is ready. I have external 5 volts connected to this module, and let me just hold it so you can see it better. This is for clockwise and that's for counterclockwise. When I press it, it goes to counterclockwise. This is the maximum speed. You can slow it down, but you cannot make it faster. So keep that in mind. When I release it, it will stop. When I press the other push button, it's going clockwise, and when I release it, it will stop. I wrote this code because a lot of people needed this for other applications, let's say getting a signal from a sensor or something. So you can replace this push button with a signal from within your program, so this can be triggered. Let's say a distance arrives, let's say an obstacle arrives at a certain distance, so it can rotate in the other direction. And if you want to just stop it, also you can do this one. So the motor is running in one direction, and when it receives some kind of signal, it just stops the motor as if the button is released. And here now I'm testing it by connecting it directly to 5 volts of Arduino, and it works perfectly fine, but in the long run I would advise against it because you should have separate power supply. Thank you for watching. This was how to control this 28BYJ-48 with this motor control module and Arduino. If you like this video and learned something, please thumb up, as this will help my video in the search algorithm of YouTube. If you have comment or question, post it at the comment section below. I try to answer and reply. If you want to get updates of my upcoming videos, make sure to subscribe. Hi, welcome to an Arduino tutorial from Robojax. My name is Ahmad Shamshiri. I'm presenting this tutorial from Canada. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how we can control this 28BYJ-48 stepper motor using Arduino and 2 push buttons, such that when you press one push button,